This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
What's up, everybody?
What is going
It's
on?
another NFC East show, and it's a super edition of this show
Look,
because
it's a long season. It's a hard grind. So yes, you deserve this moment. So
I tell you, it's it's one thing. It's one thing to have you know us all go banter back and forth. But we play and we do this and we love our teams to be able to get to these moments in time. And I tell you, there's times when I almost choke back tears that were here because like I watched the Bengals players after they lost. They showed a few of them on the bench. Like
right.
one guy was sobbing. And I understand that feeling. You know what I mean? Because you work so hard to get there, and then you have even an expectation there. Like hey, we were there last year. We're supposed to be there again. This is ours, and realize that you're not getting there. And then you think about it the opposite way, where you actually get there, and like you guys had a great season. Could it have been a Cinderella season completely if you guys had beaten us and gone on to this game? Absolutely. Uh, the Phillies were kind of like that, where I got to enjoy a World Series because they created a seventh playoff team this year.
Right.
And
Well, I want to go back to
know,
what you're saying about the Bengals player that was crying. That was the same Bengals player that caused that unnecessary roughness. He was crying on the bench because he cost his team the AFC Championship game. Now, granted, so of course, obviously, I watched both games, and I know we'll probably get into both games here in a little bit. But the AFC Championship game, it's not necessary. I wouldn't put the blame on him. I mean, there's like many other plays that you can draw up and be like, oh, that's the one, that's the game changer right there. But that was just an awesome, grudge match between two great quarterbacks, two great teams. I I mean, they were the top seed. It was the number 1 seed against the number 2 seed, and they definitely played as they were. So, and I would say the same thing about the NFC Championship game, but apparently only one team had a quarterback. The other team had to
Well,
scrounge up different
and
quarterbacks.
I have been hearing about that. I've been hearing about that.
No, hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain. For me, injuries are a part of the game, right? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, blah, blah, blah. You only, because I see what people talk. I see what people say. I'm not going to say that. It's part of the game. Injuries are part of the game. Like it, love it, whatever the case may be. Back in 2008, after the Pats went on that undefeated streak, after, we beat them in the Super Bowl, that first game Brady got back, what happened? He ruptured his Achilles. He was gone that whole year. Injuries are part of the game. They were still 11-5, didn't make the playoffs for whatever reason, right?
Right.
Head to head, whatever. I'm telling you, I'm just saying, there was no way that San Francisco could have rebounded from an injury like this. But I do think it's kind of funny. A lot of Philly fans are saying that Purdy didn't want to play. He didn't want to play against us. He didn't want to play against the defense. I'm going to say he was injured. We don't know how severe, but
I know exactly how severe. Yeah, that was one of the things. That was one of the things that was talked about today a little bit. I mean, they didn't really talk much about
he had nerve damage, right?
No, yeah, he had the same injury that Bryce Harper had. So Bryce Harper, we went through that. It's a UCL. It's the same situation as if it was an ACL.
Oh, so he couldn't have thrown at
all.
Your
arm. No, that was his problem. He couldn't throw 5 yards.
Yeah.
So that's why the next pass that was attempted, once Johnson went out, the next pass that was actually attempted was by McCaffrey. They didn't really have any other option. Nobody knew how to play football.
And if I looked, I saw Trey Lance and Jimmy G on the sidelines in sweats, laughing it up, having a good old time. And Thomas said that he needs surgery. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, he definitely needs surgery. And he had to go back out there again, which at that point, so they were having such a hard time with our defensive line. I mean, literally, they gave no respect to our defensive line, and that's where the game was won. The game was won solely on the defensive line. Yeah, their offensive line
also
couldn't handle
also
it.
Too, when they realized that they couldn't throw the ball, they just loaded the box. I mean, they had 8 in the box pretty much the rest of the game. And the other quarterback had suffered a concussion, the 4th-string quarterback. I don't even know if he would have been effective throughout the game. I will say this. I do know of a couple 49ers fans that I really don't gamble money on the game. So when I say big bucks, that's $20 or more. Okay. So I'll just say they gambled some pretty good dough, some big bucks on the 49ers. And when I saw the fact that they went out, I could only, I wish I was there, and not to be spiteful. No, I just wanted to hear, what they were. Even Ric Flair went out. Ric Flair Instagram talked about Purdy. I crashed a plane. Get in the game. WTF. I mean, he was getting the brunt of it. And, let's not forget that this guy did win it was 7 games in a row as a rookie. And, I wish him the best for his future. I mean, in my opinion, it's bright. But not to take anything away from y'all. Y'all won the game convincingly, and I'm glad that y'all put 31.
We got there in the course of the game. Like at the end, they started to really get. They were a little. They got a little butt hurt And I mean, again, I understand because you're competing so hard for
Yeah.
so long, and you have an expectation that you're supposed to be there, and you're not there. Trust me, I get it because we were that way from 2001 to 2004. Where three times in a row we got beat in the conference championship game until we made it to
And
the
they were in
Super Bowl.
Philly too.
Yeah,
And they were in Philly.
right. Well, two
Well,
of them
except
were.
for
Two of them were.
except for
The first one
uh
was in St. Louis.
yeah, St. Louis.
But you get the expectation to be there, and you get that in the mindset. It's almost impossible to lose.
Right.
So, but yet you lose. That's what happens. But your mindset is that you can't lose. It's impossible. But
So now with the type of defense that you guys have, right? How is okay? And I'm asking you this: how is Kansas City? How do you guys match up with Kansas City? I don't know if you want to get into this conversation now or this is something we're going to talk about next week. But because I was sitting there now, the thing about Kansas City, okay, your defense is fast. All right. Front four dominated, right? It's all in the trenches. KC's offensive line, I mean, their offense is fast as well. Now, but you guys played against the number one offense in the league. And to be honest, you guys dominated. Now, but again,
they're the number one defense in the league. I didn't think they were the number one offense. I think that
49ers?
the 49ers didn't have the number one offense.
Who has the number one offense?
I mean, it might be KC. I don't think they're number one, but I think they're up there. They probably have the number one passing offense.
I know last time I checked. Hold on, let me just double check. But at the same time, though, so you guys have great corners. Your defensive back is phenomenal as well. This is going to be a really fun Super Bowl, in my opinion.
I agree.
I'm just worried, but I mean, I think what's going to hurt either for or against you is the way Mahomes improvs. How he rolls to the right or the left.
I hear that. I think it. Here's the other problem. Mahomes is not at 100%. I don't know that he's going to be at 100%. He did okay. But he was absolutely struggling out there. You know what I mean? And again, this is the NFL and this is the Super Bowl that we're talking about. So you have to do everything you can. If you're going to be able to play, you're playing. That's what this is about to happen.
You are correct. KC is the number one offense.
KC is the number one offense.
Yes. Because they're ranked number one in points and in yards. So
there you have it.
Now, where did I get San Francisco? Hold on.
I feel like that Cincinnati themselves, I mean, obviously that one guy hitting Mahomes out of bounds killed it.
Right.
That was it. That was all him. And it's funny because I got a notice or I got a message or something yesterday, and it might have been from TikTok that said, "Oh, if your quarterback got hit like that, you would cry for a flag too." I'm like, we did have a hit just like that.
Okay, I got it mixed up. San Francisco had the number one ranked defense.
Yes, they had the number one defense.
That's what it was. Okay, they had the number one ranked defense, not the other way around. All right, I stand corrected.
So, but that's the way and that's what it is. I mean, you got to beat the defenses.
Right.
I love. In fact, I put out something, a little reel a minute ago saying about how everybody keeps saying, "Oh, well, you beat a third and a fourth string quarterback." Since when does the third or the fourth string quarterback play defense? That game was going to get won and lost by the defense alone. That was how San Francisco was going to have to play in it. They had an okay offense, but we had a number 3 ranked defense. We were ready to be able to do whatever we needed to do. We could cover their running back, we could cover their receivers. Their quarterback was questionable, because he
Right.
hadn't really gone up against anybody. And he went up against Dallas last week, and he actually had an okay game, but nothing great. And I thought, who knew that it was going to be the first play that he was going to have such a situation that they initially called an incomplete pass. We had to go to the replay and they threw the flag. That's how we got the fumble.
Right. Yeah, that was, for me, by them not calling the are you talking about Devontae Smith's catch?
I haven't gone there
first
yet.
touchdown?
I haven't gone there yet. I'm talking about the fumble that caused the injury.
Oh, what, to Purdy?
Yes.
Okay. I thought he passed
So
it forward. I thought the ball went
no,
forward.
it wasn't. It was not a forward. It did go forward, but that was because it got knocked out of his hand and he slapped it forward.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
That's what made it go forward. Uh, Literally, and they said, okay, it's an incomplete pass. And then they're like, not an incomplete pass. They had to check it up.
That game
And
was a mess.
see, and here it is. Oh, they didn't have a quarterback. It was easy. And like I said, the defense was the only portion of that team that was going to win. That it had to be a very close game. Something where the defense on their side had to step up and create turnovers. And they couldn't get past the offensive line. Bosa's name, but like twice all day for tackles. No sacks. I not even remember a hurry. And it's not like we had an offensive day. It was only like, I think we only had 246 yards of total offense.
Total offense?
Yeah.
So hold on a second.
But and shortly, we're hoping to get a Kansas City Chiefs fan on. He's a buddy of mine. Hopefully he shows up. Like I said, he's got other commitments tonight, so I know that he'll show up when he can. But we're gonna definitely get a Kansas City opinion on here, because I feel that Kansas City is not. I'm not just gonna walk into the Super Bowl and win. I mean, you're gonna hear the stuff this week. Everybody's going to hear me get to, pump my chest, because I firmly believe that we are the best team in the NFL. We've acted like it. However, in this year specifically, everything's gone chalk. Everything has gone chalk. I really believe Cincinnati should have been the number 2 seed, not the number 3 seed. I thought Buffalo was the third best team in the AFC. So that's why it didn't necessarily go chalk like that. And you guys beating the Vikings, that didn't make that chalk. But I thought you were the better team than the Vikings. That you guys lost that first game, but I thought that you guys were the better team out of the 2 teams. So I feel like everything went the way it was supposed to go in terms of chalk. And I felt that we were the best team going in. I know people were nervous about the fact that, hey, we didn't have anything. But there's a reason why a team that goes 8-0 and then goes season without any injuries and stuff like that. Like, if there's a major injury, world changes. You know what I mean? That's what happened kind of to the Cardinals. They went 11-1. And then there was I think it was an injury to what? The wide receiver. And they couldn't recover from that. So
I'm looking at the box scores right now. And I mean, let's just be honest. The only category that they dominated you guys was sacks. The rest, I'm like first downs, you guys got 25, they had 11. Rushing yards, you guys, of course, although you had more carries, You had 44 carries for 148 yards for 4 touchdowns. They had 24, 81, and 1. Passing yards 97 to 121. I already talked about the set. So the net total yards was 269 Eagles to 164 49ers. Now, what the stat that really comes out to me that slaps me in the face that I would say dominate is obviously time of possession. You damn near had the ball for 40 minutes,
Yeah, well,
37 minutes and 26 seconds to
yeah.
their 22 and 34. I mean, it he said D's funny. It was just, I mean, the fact that you put 38 points on us and then you got 31 points on the Niners, Now, granted, if I were to make that comment, then it would be, Niners didn't have a quarterback. Obviously, 87 yards. That's not
Right.
even a full length of a football field.
Right.
But
But
I wish, honestly, I know they need a bye week and all that other because I remember back in the day when they didn't have a bye week before the Super Bowl.
right.
I'm actually anxious for next week for the Super Bowl because I'm really curious because I mean you're going to hear all the talk. You're going to hear the talk about you guys only beat a fourth string quarterback or you didn't play against a quarterback and now we'll see Sunday because you're talking about Mahomes not being healthy. No, but he did enough. He did enough to get by. Now, granted, that Cincy player did help him out by pushing him in the back.
Right.
But now he has a full 2 weeks with treatment, rehab, prepping, and granted, some logistical stuff, getting his family from Kansas City to Phoenix and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And we're going to see. We're going to really see. I don't think the ankle is going to be a problem. And I don't think the shoulder is going to be a problem.
No. I think
we'll,
that
we'll find out.
These two teams are going to play each other relatively healthy. I mean, we had all 22 people back for this game.
Right.
Yeah, the Eagles are a 2-point favorite right now.
Okay.
So, and it opened up right away at the Chiefs -1.5. And it went within 2 hours time, switched over. I watched it happen. Because I told one of the bartenders here, I said, I was like, hey, you take the Eagles right now at a +1.5, take the money line. Because at +1.5, even if it's a +110, take that money. So,
actually,
and so, I mean, but that all being said, I mean, the Eagles, I felt like were the much better team. They were the much better team on the field. I think that San Francisco wasn't ready for what was coming. I feel that Shanahan was muddled. I feel like that was the best word I could use because, and what showed it that he was that befuddled is he cried about every non-call. He would get the same non-calls. They didn't really call it really badly. I thought the refs have been keeping their flags in their pockets, but he cried about everything. And I think that was more because he couldn't handle what was going on. And it started to show on the rest of the team because of the frustration level started to get whipped, you know what I mean, from them.
Well, and you also got to think of it in their perspective, too. They worked as hard as they did. They beat, I would say a decent Cowboys team. Wasn't even one of the best Cowboys team, but a decent Cowboys team. I mean, I think they're trash regardless, whatever. But True Blue's not here to defend them, so I'll lay off a little bit. And then comes to the fact that they get to the NFC a game before the Super Bowl, and their quarterback gets hurt. Not only their starting quarterback, but their backup quarterback gets hurt. So, I mean, I could see where the frustration comes into, and to where they can't, they literally can't do anything. I mean, the running game obviously 148 yards, 4 touchdowns, it wore them down. I mean, play after play. To be fair, I don't even think, I don't recall. I mean, a few good passes here and there, but as far as passing the ball, I mean, I guess Hurts had a good game. I guess, but
I don't think he did have a good game. If you want to
yeah,
talk about it like that, I mean, he overthrew 3 passes that could have been touchdowns.
Right. And one, you're right, for Devontae and also AJ Brown.
Now, I know people say, hey, the one pass by Devontae Smith was not a catch. And, if you want to call it full execution by a team, knowing that, hey, that might have not been a catch, they got that next playoff very quickly.
Yeah.
It was like a hurry up offense type of play.
Right.
And there was so much going on in the process. And the good thing about that play was what helped out tremendously was how quickly the ref got the ball set.
Right.
That's the big deal. That ref had the ball in his hand and got the next play set. They were hiking the ball with 21 seconds left on the clock, on the 40-second clock. So that means everybody got down the field, they got lined up, and they snapped the play in 19 seconds from the moment that ball, they called them down. That's a big deal.
Right.
That's a very big deal. And that such a way that San Francisco didn't have the opportunity to throw the red flag, because you can't just throw a red flag just because you feel like it. You know what I mean? These timeouts are still valuable. Now, I mean, there's a thought process that says, it was so early in the game, it was in the first drive, that you may want to do it just because you can't let them have that type of momentum. And because you can't see it in such a way, you want to make sure it's a real catch.
I am curious as to where, because the eye in the sky. I mean, we hear that term all the time when we're playing football, right? There's the coaches upstairs, watching the game with binoculars. I'm surprised none of them caught the fact that, and again, it's all about angles. I mean, if they're back, if Smith's back was against the coaches where they couldn't really see where the coordinators and defense coordinators were, I understand that. I mean, it even blocked the view of the refs. That's why that play went through the way it was. And it's funny because when I saw the play happen, I told Nick, I said, "Oh, he dropped that." I mean, you could see very slight, but his back again, you could barely see the ball hit the ground. I'm like, oh my God, he dropped that. And then when
that happened, it happened literally right in front of me. I was in row five of where he landed. And I tell you, just the way he kind of reached out for the ball, when they ruled it a catch, I'm like, what an amazing thing that just happened there, because I didn't think there was any way he could have caught that ball. But he did get his hand on it. He did catch it, and he looked like he was bringing it in. So that's what I saw.
Right.
I think that's when the ball touched and it moved, it shifted, and and okay, you know what I mean? If that's the rule, then that's the rule. But They didn't get the opportunity to throw the red flag, and that is a planned situation. That is absolutely coached.
So I got to
That they
address.
had
I got to address something that Ray said. I'm sorry, Philly. I'm sorry.
you're
So
talking about this one right here.
yeah. So he said New York got spanked by us 3 times. Everyone saying they were going to win the last game. I don't know who you were talking to. I said I felt that we were going to win a close game. Okay. Now, although I think we're going to win every game, and I'm going to be honest, that's what Dable has, regenerated the Giant fan base. Now, clearly, we were wrong when we came into Philly. Did we think we had a chance? Hell yeah, we were there. Automatically, when you step on the field, you got a 50-50 chance, 50-50%, or 50-50. I'd say 50-50, a 50% chance of winning the game. Now, of course, that diminished after y'all scored 3 touchdowns in 21 seconds. But there's always next year. That's all I can say. Always next year.
Right.
And the fact that we even made the playoffs, I don't think, let me I'm going to get on my soapbox real quick, and I blame you, Ray. I don't think people realize the type of, I know, man, I'm just giving you a hard time. But let's just pretend I'm still mad at you, all right? I don't think people realize the situation the New York Football Giants was this year and what we were able to overcome and overachieve. The fact that Joe Shane, a GM, took over a team that was in salary cap troubles. He took over a team that really didn't have too much talent on the roster. He had to make some hard cuts, i.e., you're welcome for Bradbury. And we were put in a situation by the previous regime, if you will. And the fact that we were able to make the playoffs with waiver wire guys, I mean, my hat goes off to that coaching staff and also to Joe Shane and even the owners. I'll even go straight up to Mara because he took his time and putting this regime together, and we'll see what the future holds. We'll see. So
Yeah, like I said, I like it better when the NFC is good. I feel that is part of what makes us all better teams. That's why, there's a reason why that the rivalries that happen in the NFC East are some of the best rivalries in football. And I feel like that has a lot to do with the fact that, first off, the fan bases care that much. Not that they don't care in Pittsburgh or they don't care in Cleveland. I'm not saying anything like that. Oh. We got him in the house. I said he was going to come on.
No way.
He goes by the real cool dad.
Oh, it's about to get real.
Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Here we go.
Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Here we go.
Staying in, living in LA or Las Vegas. But
what's up, guys?
How you doing? How you doing?
No, I don't even know what that means.
Man, I'm always good. I don't have bad days.
Hell no, both y'all team, you guys are in the Super Bowl.
That's what's up.
So I'm the only one. See, I'm the only reason why I'm the only one here is because I look, we lost. I'm gonna take it on the chin and I'm gonna show my face. My other, pork rind, true blue. They're blue. No pun intended, true blue. But I'm here still supporting my squad, repping. I'm just kidding. They got something going on tonight, but still, I'm here.
Yeah.
Because I love talking about football, and all I'm saying is, will your Chiefs beat the Philadelphia Eagles?
I'm going to say yes because I have to. I have to say yes. I can't say we're going to lose.
No. But do you believe? Okay. So you believe? Yes, they're going to beat them.
So there comes a point when you have Mahomes as your quarterback, as you get to where you feel like you can do almost anything, whether it's a realistic goal or not. You feel that you at least have a chance. Now, we barely got past Cincinnati. I'm not like, if it wouldn't have been for that push out of bounds, we'd have gone to overtime, and there's a good chance we could have lost that game and been dealing with all that Burrowhead stuff. But it didn't happen that way. We got a lot of guys hurt right now. McCole Hardman was on injured reserve for 5 weeks, came out, had like 4 plays, and then he was injured again. Kadarius Toney got hurt. Imagine that.
Again.
Juju hurt his knee. So we had Marcus Kemp out there, and you know what I mean? We're going to need everybody healthy, and the defense is going to have to play with the same tenacity if we want to stand a chance.
So I was telling Philly earlier that I am excited for the Super Bowl. Okay. Because you guys have the number 1 offense, and I think Philly's like what, number 3? Or I know they're at least top 5. I think they're top 8 in points, top 5 in yards, or vice versa, however it is. This is going to be an interesting matchup.
The problem. Oh, go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, I think we're number 3 in the offense, and I thought we were number 3 in defense too. I think we could be 5 and 3 or something like that. It's
right.
They're close on both sides, actually.
But I was telling Jamie that the only problem that I see that Philly may have is the way that Mahomes improvs on certain plays, and with him, you're going to have to contain. I don't know if you're aware of this, but it was brought to my attention the week before we played them in the divisional round that every single defensive lineman on that starting front 4,
they have over 10.
They all have 10 plus sacks.
Yeah, that's scary. I mean, they got over 70 sacks as a team. All
yes.
Right, so, and they have.
Did we lose him?
He's frozen. He's like, they have, and we're like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
We lost you there. You were wound up frozen.
Okay, sorry. They have one of the best passing defenses, and that's where we're strong at. It's not like we have a good run game. So it's going to have to be a different style, maybe short passes, run after the catch type deal. But I never want to say we're out of it. I have faith that we're going to win, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is on when it comes to bets.
So, okay, look, regardless of how you think the Chiefs are going to do against the Eagles, can you please just tell Mahomes to tell his brother to keep being quiet?
Yeah, he's been doing good.
He's been doing great.
His brother and his wife have been doing really good at staying low. Juju hasn't been doing no corny dances on the field.
Right.
I think
after it's said and done, and you guys are on the right end of the shtick, if you know what I mean, you need to then you do whatever. But until then,
it's gonna, the job's not done, as Kobe said. Job's not finished. We still got work to do.
I agree. And this is listen, that it's great to get to this point, but you have to be able to finish the job.
And like Patrick Mahomes said, he goes, look, I've won and I've lost, and winning feels a lot better than losing. He's like, and most of the guys on our team still know how it feels to lose. I don't know how many people on Philly right now were there when you guys won last. I know Jason was there. I know Jason Kelce was the center then too, but I don't know how many other people were there that understand that
Fletcher Cox,
that heartbreak and that losing feeling.
So I mean, Jason Kelce, obviously, Fletcher Cox. So there's multiple guys on the offensive and defensive line of all things. You know what I mean? Like the real crux of the team has been there for a long time. So, I mean, you have Hassan Reddick, who came back home. Favorite, his team that he grew up loving. You have, obviously the Kelce brothers. There's so many underscores here. All the different things. I mean, the 3 big storylines
are amazing.
First off, Andy Reid
Reid
first and foremost. Yeah. Yep. Secondly, then you have I call him, the the co-hosts of that podcast, New Heights. They also happen to be brothers. So they get to
You
go.
have the two front runners for MVP going heads up.
That was the third storyline. So it's like this is now. I obviously the ankle looked like it was an issue a little bit. Like it wasn't. Obviously he's not running around 100%. Do you think that's going to? How much do you think that will improve in 2 weeks?
Um, I want to say it'll be dramatic. It'll be a drastic improvement, but I still don't think it's going to be 100%. I mean, if you look at how far he came in 1 week, he looked pretty good until he got that push and was stepping back. Then you could see him cringe, and then it hurt after that. With 2 full weeks of treatment, I think the whole Super Bowl, got to get the families tickets, all of that stuff, the media obligations. I think those things he's dealt with a couple times, so he's going to figure out how to get his treatments in when he needs to. And I think his ankle will be better for the Super Bowl than it was for this last game.
Yeah, he got more rest. Simple as that. He got another week of rest.
He's going to be 100%. He's still going to be ginger, and there's going to be things he can't do. And if he's running for his life the way he was against Tampa, that shit's going to be exposed pretty quickly. But I think without having Tyreek, he's learned to get rid of the ball a little faster and just take the open shots. That's honestly what saved us in the Cincinnati game as well.
So I'm glad you brought up the last Super Bowl. Okay. I know you don't remember it. Trust me, I've been there, and Philly has been there a couple times too. So if you can recall, he had turf toe. He had a severe turf toe, which limited his running ability.
He also had a concussion, and I felt that really affected him more than the turf toe.
What, during the game or in the AFC Championship game?
No, he had a concussion. He had a concussion in the AFC Championship game, and they didn't really announce it, and they didn't have to clear him because of it. But you could tell he was affected by that in the Super Bowl.
I thought he was.
He got concussed. He got concussed against. No, he definitely had a concussion the year we won playing Cleveland because Henny had to come in and finish that game, but I don't remember him being concussed on that year that we lost.
Now I got to tell you this, though. Let's not forget that in the Super Bowl against Tampa, there was a lot of drop balls. All right. There's a lot of plays where Mahomes was, falling to the ground, but still throwing a 50-yard bomb in the end zone when even Hill, Kelce dropped the ball. I mean, it was a lot of
hitting the guy in the helmet. He hit Kelce in the helmet, yeah. I think.
Well, no, I think that was Hill that he hit the helmet in the end zone. Yeah, that ended up being an interception, if I'm not mistaken.
So I'm not gonna make any excuses on why we lost that game because we lost pretty bad. Damn it. I'm sorry, guys. I know my Wi-Fi is bad.
Oh, no, there you go. Go ahead. We got you back.
I know even if we had all of our starters on our O-line, we would have had a hard time with that Tampa line. But Eric Fisher, our starting left tackle, tore his Achilles. He was out. Mitchell Schwartz had a back injury, so he was out. So we were playing with our second string O-line going against that Tampa's front seven, which, like I said, even if we would have been 100% healthy, it would have been a handful. So I didn't have high hopes for that one.
But this one, what about this year?
This year, the only person out on our O-line right now was Joe Thuney, and I don't know how long he's going to be out for. But other than that, they're 100% healthy. My D-line is completely healthy. The linebackers are healthy. The problem is we're running 5 rookies on defense. So that, that's a lot of knowledge that we're lacking on that back end. But,
right. Well, I mean, they gained some kind of experience during these 3 playoff games that they've had, to get where they're at right now. And Mike actually brought up a good point. And Sue was on that Tampa Bay championship team. and he's going to be there again.
Yes, he
against
was.
Kansas City. I hope. I hope. And who's your offensive coordinator? What's his name again?
Who's mine?
Yeah, the enemy,
The
right?
enemy?
Yeah.
Eric Bieniemy.
I hope that they have some kind of scheme to keep him, at minimum, keep him contained.
We
But
have a really
that whole
good
D-line
O-line.
is just fast.
We have a really good O-line. In order for us to win, I think we're really going to have to play sideline to sideline and hope that we could wear some of these D linemen out because we're built for speed. But I don't know. It's going to be a fun matchup.
So I actually said this in my marathon show that I did a couple weeks back. And this goes for every game. This is nothing new. This is basically football 101. You're going to have to beat them in the trenches. That line of scrimmage is going to be huge for you because I really do think, and trust me, I'm actually going for KC in this game.
I hope so.
Okay. If you want any kind of success, that front and the offense and the defensive line, they have to control that line of scrimmage.
What I hate
Bottom line
is that
that's going to be the hard guys to do too.
Tackle,
I mean, that's
our left tackle, Orlando Brown. Bro, he gets beat a lot by speed rushers, especially he gets beat a lot. And then you got Wiley on the right. The interior of our O-line is solid. With Creed Humphreys and Trey Smith and Cooney, the interior is good. It's those guards, man. They do make me worry. But if we gotta throw an extra tight in there to block,
hey,
what we have to do.
Philly, can you put up Ray's last comment? I'm not a betting man, but I had to put this up. You better hope they win now. You better hope the Eagles win, Ray.
This sounds like a man that's already bet his left.
Right. It sounds like a man that only got one testicle left.
He already bet his left.
well, and that only being said, I'm like, because I don't want a third testicle. I'm definitely not doing that.
Mine too.
I hope there's some cash that I win instead of
I'll tell you right now, Mama Boss has mine in a jar on top of the refrigerator, and I get to look at them once in a while. So, and I say that as a loving man. Yes.
But that all being said, I think
can confirm.
Yes, I think the breakfast table. But
right,
that being said, I mean, obviously, you guys are going to have a little bit more experience, but I feel like that out of all of the teams that could have played, that there is going to be a lot of knowledge of these two teams about each other. I mean, because obviously, your brother, the two of the more outspoken brothers, they're both like captains of their teams.
At least emotional
captains. And they're brothers. Yeah. And they do a podcast. They talk about each other's team every week. I got to imagine the team watches that.
Jalen was just on the podcast.
So was Patrick.
Yeah, Pat.
So it's
cool.
There's these two teams know about each other. We've had Andy Reid, so we know some of his tendencies. Get talked about how he's not.
Spags. You guys know Spags.
Efficient. Yeah, absolutely. But he's not as the time efficiency. He was terrible at that. Who solved that problem for him? Patrick. Patrick calls the plays when it gets under 2 minutes because Andy is too in his head. You know what I mean? So he allows it to happen because they won a Super Bowl that way. But if you remember in that Super Bowl, he's sitting there yelling, yo, 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 and then he didn't bother anymore. He just called his own plays. So, and they won the Super Bowl.
Even Travis Kelce said, look, I don't care what play you guys call. I'm not running that route. I'm going to the open spot. Right. I've seen this defense before. I'm going to be open. Just hit me. And then
I don't know if you guys seen the latest TikTok with the two brothers. They did a little snippet, and it was after the NFC Championship game. the one Kelce brother who's an Eagle said, I'm going to wear my Kansas City sweater for 3 more hours, and then I'm not wearing it again for 2 more weeks. And then the other brother said, I can't remember exactly what he said, but just in the tune of, it's going to be fun, and basically say the only winner out of this is going to be mom.
Yeah.
The true winner is going to be mom.
She's
There's
got a jersey
lose
that's
situation.
already half
Well,
level
no,
tattooed
I
in
mean,
City.
because they had this conversation. Because isn't mom like, hey, I feel like, if Jason's your favorite son, if Travis is the second favorite, then it's not as good.
Well,
She feels more for
the only
for
reason why Travis is the second favorite is because no, Travis is the Eagle, right?
No, Jason's
Travis
the
is
Eagle.
Chief.
Travis is the Chief.
The Chiefs, right? Well, the Eagle is the one that has kids. That's the only reason why he's the favorite at the moment.
Right.
Until he,
Right.
yeah.
So, but I mean, on top of that, though, you have they said it's the two going for MVP. It's it's a shame that the votes are all in. It would be awesome to see what the vote would be after this game.
Well, it's a regular season
and
trophy.
if Jalen wouldn't have got hurt, I think his injury and the lack of playing pushed things towards Mahomes' side. If Jalen would have been healthy the whole time, that would have been tough to call.
Well, you know what? It was actually the Dallas game that I think affects it. And the reason why I say it's a Dallas game, because if Minshew had the same type of game as he did against the Saints, against Dallas, it would almost be clear as day that Jalen Hurts was more of an MVP to their team. And that actually would have caused it, I think, to sway a little bit more. Again, it is what it is. He had that good of a game and we lost, and then stunk it up the next game. So much so that we had to have him play against the Giants. So, and I feel like he hasn't been 100% either. That's why they haven't thrown the ball so much in the last 2 weeks. We've been doing running plays and running plays and running plays.
Yeah, I noticed that. And real quick, if I don't know, was something up with AJ Brown? Because I noticed at the end of the Giants game, they were like consoling him, and I'm like, "What are they consoling him about? You guys are up 38-7."
I don't know what that was.
So
no,
nothing
you're
came
the
out of
only
that.
one that said that, though, because I don't remember seeing it, or they were out there partying afterwards. He was in the party. He was in the mix with the party. So
Okay,
I can't imagine that.
I'm hoping Snead comes back. I'm hoping Snead clears concussion protocol, because we're definitely going to need him on the back end. He got concussed like in the first quarter, and our number one corner was out, because there's definitely dangerous matchups for our young secondary. We are going to have to it's going to have to be in the trenches. Chris Jones right in front of Jason Kelce is going to be fun to watch. Our linebackers trying to fill the gaps on the run game. It's
whoever that corner was that was covering Higgins on that tip pass.
That's a rookie.
That was a damn good play. That was a damn good play.
Rookie safety and a rookie corner. One tipped it, and one caught it.
Okay, that's a damn good play.
And Karlaftis is doing great for a rookie defensive end. He's second in sacks among rookies, and he's number one with batted balls at the line of scrimmage.
Philly, if you don't mind, I know we got like 8 minutes left in the show. I want to bring this up, and I'm just gonna ask now, because this is all I have to look forward to. The draft. Are we going to the draft?
I mean, I'm going to the draft.
I'm gonna say, let me answer. I'm going. I mean,
I can't.
But
okay,
I have because I have 2 first-round picks. So not only are we, I am very confident that we will win the Super Bowl. We're going to have a great draft, first round of the draft.
because you guys got the 10th pick, right?
Yeah, 10th, and we'll be the 32nd.
Okay.
31st.
We got the 25th. You got the 25th pick.
I'm not going to be going to the draft. One, I'm not going to be able to swing it. My son's going to be joining the Navy, so he'll be graduating 8 weeks. So probably mid-April he'll be graduating boot camp in Great Lakes, Illinois. So
8 weeks? It's only 8 weeks now. It used
no,
to be
it's 10
9.
weeks. It's 10 weeks. My bad, it's 10 weeks.
All right, I was gonna say it's
My Marine Corps boot camp was 13.
Mine
well,
was
that's
9.
what it was. It was always Marines. Yeah, yours was actually 8 because it was like 13, 10, 8, and I think you don't even have to go through a boot camp for the Air Force.
No. Well, I mean, the reason why they
It's a
add the
Zoom
extra
call.
weeks,
It's
the
a
only
Zoom
reason why
call.
they extra weeks for the Marine Corps because they want to make sure they can distinguish between the flavors of the crayons. That's the only reason why.
Yeah,
Go Army, baby.
Look, man, you distinguish the flavors the same way you do Kool-Aid. It's not a flavor, it's a color. If you know, you know.
Oh,
that
man.
same stuff that you make bug juice with, they used to call bug juice on the ship. You could use to clean the latrine.
No, we just that was man.
But yeah, so he'll turn. He filled out paperwork today. They're gonna schedule his physical at MEPS, and then he'll choose his job, and they'll schedule when he goes out to boot camp. But he wants to leave after he turns 19. His birthday's next month. So if it's 10 weeks, you're looking March, April, mid-May, he'll be graduating, and I have to pay for the whole family to go up there. Then they want to see Chicago. I don't know why, but we're gonna do that.
That's why I even brought him on. Because some of these guys, most of these Kansas City Chiefs fans are like bank robbers and stuff like that. So I mean, we can't trust anybody. So I wanted to bring somebody who's got a little bit of
Oh my God.
Those tickets are expensive. You can't buy tickets on a normal salary.
Now, maybe you might know this. Is it true that he those that don't know what we're talking about, just Google it. Just Google it.
Chiefaholic.
Yeah, just Google it. Now, did he wear that same costume?
It looked from the pictures that I saw, it looked as if he wore the mask. Not the rest of the outfit, but the mask.
God.
That's
ridiculous. Yeah, he's going to be on America's Dumbest, criminal.
So I might as well do this now while we've got a few more minutes, and we can go over a few minutes if we need to. So tomorrow I get to go to. I actually leave for Columbus, Ohio, and I get to go to Ada, Ohio, where I am going to meet. I found out who I'm meeting. She's the Chiefs Fan of the Year. Who I think her name is Amy Patel. She was the Chiefs Fan of the Year, and we get to go make a Wilson football. I think we get to make the football that is going to be used, or the ceremonial football for the NFL for the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's awesome. That is
awesome.
Yeah,
I know Mike. You guys know Mike? Do you know NFL Mike? The Charger fan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've heard it. Yeah.
He's going to the Super Bowl. He's got his ticket to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to see him at the Pro Bowl. And since we made these bets and I won, they owe me a little bit of money. So I'm hoping that they have like the program, the towel, or something that I can get from that Super Bowl. So I'll have something like that. Because if I can't be there, I want some cool shit.
Well,
to remember the victory,
But you could look at it, hopes and dreams, buddy, hopes and dreams. Because hey, listen, in theory, you guys have 2 rings. Well, it's not even in theory. You guys have 2 rings. He doesn't have 2 rings because he wasn't alive for the first one. But there's
That's
2
true.
rings.
That's true.
So it's time for my second ring. And I tell you what, this fits right for that ring. So to fit that ring is going to go right on this finger. And it's going to have 2 Lombardi trophies on it. Because it's time.
I'm hoping that this Super Bowl is as good as expected. You know what I mean? I'm expecting it to be real good. I want to see. I mean, what's the over and under? Was it like 48, 48 and a half?
I'll
I
tell
mean,
you
I
right
think they're
now,
expecting
because
it
I
to be
saw
a.
it. It opened up. It opened up where you guys were favored by a point and a half, and changed within 2 hours. So
Oh
right
yeah,
now the
yeah, yeah,
over
yeah,
under is 49 and a half.
49.
And I'll be honest, I think that's low.
yeah.
I think that's
Seeing
low.
as, seeing
I
as our
think
defense isn't really known for stopping people, I
right.
expect it to be higher as well.
I think it's going to be like, this was the first time in NFL history that anybody scored over 30 points and held their opponents to under 10 points in the playoffs. So I don't know that you guys will go hold you guys under 10 points. I think Patrick Mahomes is better. Kelsey is better than that. I think that they have a relationship similar to Brady and Gronk, and that's going to get you guys some points. I don't think that it can you that every play in the offense can go through him. And I feel that that's going to
No,
be some of the difference. I think that he's going to be
I
he's going
hold
to
on.
be your breadwinner there. But
I
I
got
don't know
I
that
got
you
a
have the rest of the
everybody's going to
weapons.
have to be involved. Everybody's going to have to be involved, and we're going to have to get. There has to be a takeaway where we can get points quick. You know what I mean? Takeaways are going to be important.
so
Yes.
I do got to say one thing. Let's not forget about the 1986 Giants, where I mean, their first two playoff games, they shut out the Niners, and I want to say Washington only scored like 3 points before they went to the Super
No, but
Bowl. I
but you
can't
guys
even,
didn't score 30 points.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
it
so
was,
it's the
it was
30
the, I
points
think
part. Not the fact that there was only 14 points scored against us in the playoffs. It was more
okay.
on, yeah, because I think the
We almost
Bears,
had a shutout.
yeah, I think the Bears
Yeah.
had, shut out in um the divisional round, and I think like only let up 7 or 14. I don't know, but I know over 30 and under 10 for the playoffs has not been happened in a divisional and then championship round. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be like every other time. Our defensive line against your offensive line. I think that's going to be the biggest part in this game. Yeah, we'll
Let me
see.
pull up. I
We will
have
see.
somebody right behind me.
Yeah, it was 3 points. We scored 49, and the 49ers, we scored 17.
Got
I'm
you.
sorry, we scored 49 against the 49ers and 17 against the Washington Redskins. And they only scored 3 points out of the two games. So,
I just want to see everybody healthy. I want to see a good game. Um,
oh, don't worry yet. I got you. I
the
got you.
fans should be the winner on this one because I think it'll turn out real good.
I think the drama that goes along with this Super Bowl is different than a lot of the dramas. Like if you want to ever hear, if you want to be part of the conspiracy theory talking about how the NFL is scripted, then they picked a pretty good script this time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
That the script is great. The game itself, hopefully the game lives up to the drama leading up to it, because
yeah,
there is a
exactly.
tremendous amount of drama. And that's what makes this fun. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the World Series a little bit. You have the team that got listed as the cheaters for the last 5 years, and you have a team that wasn't even supposed to be in the playoffs coming out of nowhere, like the Cinderella story type. So if you believe that sports is scripted, sometimes the drama behind the scenes is it lives up to the game being played on the field. So, and I want to wish you luck now, but I'm going to bust your balls for the next 2 weeks.
I
Just letting
expect
you know.
nothing less. I expect nothing less.
So I sent it out today. I wanted to let Kansas City Chiefs fan all around the world who kept saying, "Oh, you beat a third and a fourth, you know, quarterback," and I'm like, "Yeah, they played a great job on defensive line. or defensive cornerback because they let up 31 points.
Yeah.
It's not
I
that
don't think
way.
I don't think the outcome would have been different. The score I think would have been different, but I think the outcome would have been the same.
Well,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, injuries are a part of the game, and you guys are the conference champs, and now it's for all the marbles. And I'll be fair, I'll be honest. Either way, Philly, I mean, and real cool dad, if win or loss, y'all still got a ring.
You
In
know
all
what?
fairness.
And honestly, the Chiefs weren't even supposed to be here. After losing Tyreek Hill and Tyrann Mathieu and everybody, they said we weren't even going to win our division. So the fact that we're here in the Super Bowl, it's pretty cool.
And like I said, I feel like it was chalk. Chalk made it. I felt that. I know that Cincinnati was the third, but realistically, I thought that they were second. I thought they would have beaten Buffalo. I thought that Buffalo wasn't as good as Cincinnati. I was surprised that Cincinnati, like, I thought that they would do some of the things that worked last year, and they didn't. Like, it was almost like a writer's block that they had, that they didn't want to do some of the things that worked last year because they had a very similar team, but they didn't want to go to it.
Yeah,
It's just like,
I was surprised. I was surprised by Buffalo's game plan. Like in that weather, you're not throwing 30, 40, 50 yards down the field. You do take those short passes the way Cincy was doing, and you
Yeah.
get the run after the catch. And they just abandoned all common sense.
and maybe it's all my fault. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is, maybe the NFL just revolves around my story, and that's it. So that I get to go to the World Series.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got
you
quite a
know what I
story
mean?
behind
I could have
my
went to the MLS championship. I went to the USFL Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's like, so maybe it is. Maybe this all revolves around me. It's my universe. So
We're all just living in it.
Well, you can always dream, Jamie. You can
and
always
listen,
dream.
and that's why. Yeah, someone made a video of me. I gotta get. I should have put the picture on here. I could have probably put the picture up. It's me holding one of those belts that you have there, Sneaky.
Right.
And I tell you, I look like the champ. I look like the champ. So, and
Well, I'll tell you what,
sometimes
if you want one of those, just hit me up. I know a guy.
Hey, I might need a Chiefs belt, to be honest with you.
Hey,
I see
hit me up.
Birdman, and then Rare there is walking around like they're damn Goldberg and shit. Come on now.
Well, I'll tell you what, just hit me on my Instagram.
I'm gonna have to go for Birdman this week too. I'm gonna have to take some pop shots out at people just to have fun.
there you go. Exactly. You got to do a little bit. Birdman's great. I love it how he's been doing so it was that belt, the guy that the champ who wears that belt. It was that belt that I had over
the
my
people's
shoulder.
champ. Yeah.
Yeah. And it looked like I was the champ because it just the pose and everything got me all
Well, enjoy it now then. Enjoy wearing that belt now, because in 2 weeks it's not going to be the case.
You know what? I hope I want you to come back on next week because I need you to sound more convincing. I feel like you don't even sound very convincing right now. I've been saying all along,
and then I'll come on. I'll come on after the Super Bowl as well.
Well, see,
perfect.
That's the thing, Philly. You should know by now. That is excited, cool dad right now.
I
You
don't
don't get much excited than that.
See, that's that karate training. He's got
cool
very
like
feng shui,
It was funny.
Like,
when Sneaky was out in Vegas, we were walking around, and walking around with Sneaky is like walking around with a celebrity. But anyway, we were sitting down, and this one dude came up and started talking to me about my ring, and Mama Boss was like, "Do you need to go over there with him?" And Sneaky's like, "Nah, he's got it."
Yeah, I knew what he had in store. If anything went funny, I'm like, nah, he's good.
Yeah, we're
he
good.
can handle his own.
Yeah, I tell you, for anybody who doesn't know, when you're sitting at a table at Sneaky, he's he already knows who's around, what's going on, everything like
Dude,
that.
hold on. Is that him? Hold on.
Eh,
Put my steak down. I gotta go say hi to him.
Charlie Ward, and I tell you, I could confirm it because I know people. Like
It's
when
Charlie
I
Batch.
see them, I'm like, yes, that's who that is. And he's like, is that Charlie Ward? I turned to her like,
no,
yep,
Charlie
yep, it is.
Batch.
It's
I
Charlie
was
Batch.
like,
Charlie
wait,
Batch, that's great.
that's Charlie Batch. And you know the funny thing
Right.
is, the funny thing, Mama Boss was like, "How do you remember this stuff?" I'm like, "I don't know."
She's
It's
like, can
football.
you just let the man eat? Oh no, I'm only gonna be a minute.
I was there 15 minutes. Hey,
And then he brought him over.
Cool,
Then he
though.
brings him over to the table. You know, then we all got to get up and shake his hand.
Right?
He was a good guy. He
Then
was a
Nick
good guy.
stole my food, and then Nick ate my breakfast.
I finally posted that video of him eating your steak. I'm like, damn, you just deep bone. You gonna eat your cornbread? I'm like, damn, Nick.
No man, you can
I'm
have
gonna
my food.
feed
Then
you
there you
enough.
go.
Hey, we know Nick can eat. We definitely know Nick can eat.
Yes. Oh my god.
That shit was fun.
You know,
That shit was
okay,
fun.
and I know we're about to go soon, but I just gotta say, those that don't know, this, sports TikTok is like a family, and it's like a family reunion, and it's good when you finally get to meet everybody individually in person. It's phenomenal, and it's good that we get to talk about good old days, which was just last year.
Yeah.
Not
But
even
it
a
was
full
fun.
year. Not even a full year.
Not even a full
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
Hey, but
Yeah.
next year the Super Bowl's here in Vegas. So let me know what's up.
I might need
But
to book my room now.
well, so actually, I figure since the Eagles will be there again, and we'll be going. Yeah. See, he already knows. He already knows. He fell off the. So since we'll be coming for back-to-back Super Bowls, I figure you could give me all I need is a little couch to sleep on. You know what I mean? Because I figure the rooms are going to be ridiculous. They gouge the hell out of you out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only that,
Absolutely.
it was the damn food too. $17 for a hamburger. What? $5.95 for some cheese on that. It was
Yeah, that's
$5
why.
for a jalapeno.
That's why you gotta actually take some of those cards that they give you out there so that you could find, hey, this is a 3-for-1 drink. Drink's gonna cost you $15, but you get like 3 drinks. You get 3 drinks into one. So it
Yeah.
helps. It helps
Yeah.
because
Who needs a
I'm a
liver
dive bar
anyway?
guy.
Right?
I'm a
Yeah.
dive bar guy.
Who needs
But I,
Who needs a liver?
All right, you guys.
Liver's
I'm gonna
a
have to
check.
bounce.
I
Yeah,
listen.
that's
I
about it,
appreciate
yeah.
you coming out here.
Oh,
And
100%. Anytime.
love
I
to have
appreciate
you
the
on
invite.
next week. Love to have you on
And the
next
week
week.
after.
Yep, absolutely. Because I definitely, they were giving out red towels out here, for the 49ers fans. I wanted to make sure everybody got one so that they had something to dry their tears with. I want to make sure that you have your towel around you because, and I can console you. I've got a shoulder that
You got to beat
I
him.
understand.
You
You
got it.
understand. You know what I mean? I understand. I've
Look, man,
lost a couple of Super Bowls.
if you see anything there that you think I might like, man, just shoot me a text. I'll shoot you the money. I don't want to be left out.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm really big on getting the pins. I want the game pins. So I'll definitely grab you
Yeah.
one of those specifically. That's
And if they have
that's
like the program, the booklet that comes with it, you know what I mean?
all right.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
I like to grab that too. So I'll grab a couple
Cool.
of each for that because
All right.
because really I'm not a big signature guy and I'm not a big foo guy. So,
No.
but listen, I appreciate you coming on. We'll see you next
Absolutely.
week,
I
and then I'll
appreciate
wish
you
you
guys.
good luck. So,
All right. All right.
have a good one,
Sneaky man, I
buddy.
appreciate you, brother.
Oh, always, bro. Be
You
good.
guys have a great night. Thank you.
You
too.
too. Thanks. All right. And so there we have it. It's just the start. We're just getting warmed up here. And next week, maybe we'll have. I fully expect Pork Rind really wanted to be here, but and Blue has really been stuck with work too. So it's
Yeah.
it's a busy time of year. So it's not like they're ducking out or anything like that. They're just
And
very
plus, I was just
busy
giving
with
them a
work.
hard time. Yeah, they'll be here next week,
Yeah.
hopefully.
So yeah, I fully expect they will be here next week because we're talking that Super Bowl week. And
Right.
we may be going a little bit later next week. Might be at 9 o'clock next week, or an hour your time because I land at 5:30 that time, which would make it I'd have to get somewhere to be at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So it may go a little bit later next week. But either way, we're going to have the show. I want to be able to talk to everybody. I'm going to be broadcasting all week long from there. And if you still want to get a ticket or you still want to get out there, Philly Sports Trips, go to phillysportstrips.com. And they got some great packages out there. You'll be able to come out there, find out where all the tailgates are, find out where everything's at. It's going to be a fun time out in Phoenix. And I almost wish we were playing the Giants out there, but that means we couldn't be doing that. It would be like a Fugazi NFC Championship game that something happens where we had
also I want to bring something up. If you are out or if you're going to be at the Super Bowl February 4th and the 5th, there's a little pep rally on February 3rd. You can meet up with David Tyree at his catch camp. David Tyree catch camp. He's going to have some former Giants out there and himself, just teaching some fundamentals, and it's free. And I just don't have the promo code right now. Hold on. I'll tell you what, next week I'll have the promo code, and it's free, guys. Go out, get some knowledge from a Super Bowl champ.
Well, is it February 3rd or February 8th?
No, it's okay. So they have a pep rally February 3rd, but the
3rd. That's going to be
the catch camp is the 4th and 5th, from like 9 a.m. to 4:25 p.m.
So look up for Sneaky G. Reach out to Sneaky G if you want to go to that camp, because we're not going to. It's already going to be the 6th or 7th when we get back on again. So.
Okay, good deal.
But yeah. So, anyways, hey Sneaky, did you see the announcement that the Empire State Building went green yesterday to cheer for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Everybody has their own individual mantra, if you will. Yes, I heard about it. I've been shot the video, the picture, and everybody wants to know my thoughts. Look, if you guys want to root on the Eagles, by all means, not me. Just
all right.
me.
I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, because like I said, I look at the Giants as our little brother that we beat up all the time. So I'm
for now.
Yeah, well, hey, listen.
We'll have our
every once in a while, the little brother gets a sneaky one in on.
No pun intended, though, right? That's not what you did there. No pun intended.
But yeah, lately, when it's 26 out of 30, that's not a trend. That's the way it is. That's
just
life.
Enjoy it while you can. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go. So, you got to beat the man to be the man, and you guys haven't beat many men yet, lately. So, but you guys took a step forward this year, and that's good.
We did. Hey, even a broke watch is right twice a day. So that's all I got to say about that.
There we go. But anyways, everybody, thank you very much for hanging with us today. We actually had a pretty good crew. Next week is going to be crazy. I am going to be out in Arizona. We're going to be talking about it and having a great time. And listen, enjoy the Pro Bowl. They finally went to flag football. I got to imagine this is going to be the most boring thing in the world until they start putting fans on the field with these guys. They need to have fans actually coach the team. Make plays.
Or even play. I'll sign a waiver. Goodell, I'll sign a waiver. Let me know.
Yeah, because I would love that. Should be like the NFL should get smart and learn that they could have a league-wide competition, or not a competition, like a raffle, and 4 people get opportunity to coach.
Right. Shoot, I'll sign a waiver quick.
Exactly. That's what I would do.
My old ass will be on that field. I'll tell you right now.
That's right. Well, anyways, everybody, thank you so much for hanging with us, and we'll be back next week. And as always,
let's go Giants. Ow!
And from the NFC champions, go Birds! Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys and Commanders. I don't know. They're not here, so I had to say their names for them. So
have a great one, guys.